Right now, joining me this week, we have Bellator 192's Henry Corrales. Thank you for the time, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's this camp been going, preparing for Georgi Karakhanyan?
Oh, it's been going great. Georgi's a tough veteran with a lot of experience, so it's really brought the best of me during this camp.
Tough veteran with a lot of experience. Everyone's seen the video Jimmy Smith putting out there. You've been through a murderer's row, 5 notable opponents and 5 experiences, this going 6 for 6. What have you thought of this Bellator experience you're having?
It's been a good time, dude. It's been a great learning experience. I fought some tough guys, and a couple of them took me to school, and I took my notes, went to the drawing board, and I've come back a stronger fighter and martial artist. I'm on a 2-fight win streak since changing camps to the MMA Lab after a couple losses. So everything's going good right now.
You brought it up. Tell us about that move. How you first decided to step out of your comfort zone and make that move, and what it's been like there at the MMA Lab.
Oh, it's amazing, man. You got Benson Henderson here, John Corrales, and striking coach Eddie Cha. And it's a room full of studs every time you step on the mat. So it's a great time there.
Well, first part of that question then, how did you decide on the MMA Lab? How did you decide to leave California and go train in Arizona?
Yeah, so my lady at the time, she started a doctoral program out here at ASU. And so I came out here, I checked the gym out, I was looking for a change, and the gym just was everything you would need. It's like a one-stop shop, everything under one roof, a lot different from California. And then at the same time, they started scouting my head coach from California, Eddie Cha. They offered him a position to be the head coach at the MMA Lab. And I was like, dude, if you're going, I'm going too. So he took off, took the position, and I came with him and my lady. So it's pretty cool how everything worked out.
That's awesome. So has there been any real differences then for you, still working under the same head coach, but just more great talent to work with on the mat?
Yeah, just more talent. And these guys here, dude, they're training hard year round. Like, there's no off season for them. These guys, there's always some young studs on the mat, some legit wrestlers, just a bunch of dudes with a bunch of credentials, and it's pretty cool. I just got to go to one gym in California. I had to go do my striking here. I had to go do my grappling there, my strength conditioning here. So it just works out. There's more focus out here, and yeah.
So what's it been like getting used to the living in Arizona, changing from the beach life of California?
I don't know. It hasn't really, because I got my lady here, and I still go back home a bunch because I'm only like a 5-hour drive away. So it hasn't really been too different, There's a little bit more seclusion, and what comes with that is focus. So it's just been such a great move for me.
Coming off of the last fight with Nodlahead, I heard you say that you saw there was a couple points in there where you thought you could have found a finish. You have a nearly 80% finishing rate for your career. So how much of a priority is it for you now going forward to get back to those finishing ways?
Yeah, that's definitely the number one focus in this game. Especially with the judging and at the end of the day, what the fans want to see. I'm an entertainer. I'm definitely a martial artist first, but at the end of the day, I want to get that finish in a entertaining fashion. And so, I'm sorry, what was the question again? My bad.
How much are you prioritizing getting a finish in this one?
Yeah, that's number one priority, dude. You want it to be a definite victory,
Do you feel that you're on a win streak? I believe a guy that you want to rematch, Emmanuel Sanchez, AJ McKee's name. Do you feel that a win, but you need to do it in spectacular fashion to really get in the title hunt?
Yeah, and that's another thing that's the goal. You know, I'm back. I'm back fighting on the main card. So this is a big fight, and it'll put me in a really good position that I'm excited for.
You said in training for Georgi that this has brought out some of the best of you. So what kind of fight are you expecting that we're going to see come Bellator 192?
Well, when it comes to my fight, I can only worry about what I'm going to do, and I bring the action. I'm here to fight, plain and simple.
We've noticed that. Saw in the Noad Lahet fight, it really looked like you were able to tire him out in the in-between moments. In moments where he thought you guys were going to break apart, you kind of brought the action more, continued to strike, and really put the stamp on the rounds, I thought, with those strikes in the in-between moments. How do you push forward when other guys kind of look to take those breaks sometimes?
Oh, thank you. Well, for me, it's just my style. Just what comes naturally. It's just what I do. And so I make sure I train my ass off to complement that style. You know what I mean? And make sure I'm just prepared to bring it.
Has there been any actual changes with the training now? You said it's been easier not having to drive to all the different camps. Has there been any other changes with now being in Arizona from California?
Oh, yeah, big time. And not only just with the training, but just with me as a person. You know, I'm maturing more. I'm developing a better fight IQ. When I first got signed to Bellator, I was 12-0, 10 finishes. And I just didn't give a fuck. You know, I'm here. My whole mentality was, I'm going to fucking flip these tires. I'm going to fucking max out on bench. I'm going to fucking spar whoever shows up. I'm going to fucking grapple my ass off. And I wasn't too concerned with being a martial artist. I was just a straight brute fighter. And so, you know, I got humbled. You know, I got taught some lessons by some of my opponents. And, you know, it's helped my evolution as a martial artist, I think.
Was that a process mentally going from fighter to martial artist to embracing martial arts?
It was, yeah, it was. And it's just such a fun ride, and I'm enjoying my career that much more now. It's just having a good time, you know, savoring every second of it.
Well, what made that mental change? What was it that made you kind of savor this journey more?
Well, for me, you know, I learned things the hard way, you know, and losing for me was it was pretty tough. So, but you know, that adversity just brought out the best in me. You know, it just took me back to the drawing board and made me just forced me to evolve. And you know, all my energy went from, you know, this shit can't be happening, and again. So yeah, here I am.
A lot of learning.
New team, and I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was letting you go. Sorry, I was about to cut you off. Accidentally.
Oh, that's cool. I'm done. Go for it.
Oh, I was going to say, they were learning experiences. Were you able to take away positives when you look back on the Strauss, the Pitbull fights? These high level, going to the top of the division and taking on those guys?
Yeah, you know, I showed up to the Strauss fight with my fighter spirit, and I was in there till the very end, you know, and just a little positive was I was just too reckless, and with such a high-level fighter, it can't always work out in my favor. And with the Sanchez fight, you know, it was a split decision loss, which was very close, and personally, I think I won that fight. But the first round, he knocked out 6 of my teeth with the knee. And, you know, I fought through that adversity, so that taught me a lot, you know, what I could fight through. And then the Pitbull fight was, what I learned was that I could just show up and fight one of the best in the world on 13 days' notice. And I held my own until, again, you know, the crafty veteran just caught me slipping and guillotining me. So it's just, you know, they were losses, but at the same time, you know, there's something to take away from that.
I also know that you've been getting into a lot of reading and doing the mental side of the game, looking at that. So, what have been some new thoughts that you've been having looking at the fight game?
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, just being more of a martial artist, you know, and not so much of always having to just be a greedy fighter, you know, and just being more of a technician and yeah.
How have you been able to incorporate it? Was it kind of a process, or was this something that just kind of a realization?
Yeah, a little bit of both, you know. It's just, you know, slow process, is learning as I go and working at it and seeing the results of, you know, using a little bit more footwork and, you know, just little things with training and what I do in between fights and stuff like that. And just constantly, you know, just at the end of the day, just keeping it simple and just constantly striving to be a better athlete, be a better fighter, be a better martial artist, be a better person, you know.
I hear that from a lot of guys when I talk to them. The striving to be a better person. And when you started getting into the fight game, did you think that was going to become an internal goal of yourself?
No, I didn't. And what I didn't realize was that in this fight game, that all these little fight metaphors, how they translate into my personal life. And then I'm lucky enough to recognize that, you know. And it's changed my life, dude, and it's just been the best thing that's ever happened to me.
That's awesome. Going back to the fight, you head in there against another veteran, Georgi Karakhanyan. What's your advantages, and what do you do to get the win against another tough veteran?
Just the way I see any fight playing out, against any 145er, is I'm gonna bring the action, dude. I'm gonna come forward, you know, in a technical fashion, and you know, mix things up and just put it on them.
Henry Corrales, again, sir, thank you for the time this week.